going on, everybody? This is Darren from Affordable Shoe Review. Here to review some shoes for your friends and you. And today, guys, I am excited to bring to you a pair of sneakers that is not extremely hyped up because of it's not a collaboration or anything like that, but man, it is one of the most underrated and slept on sneakers to me that has come out the entire year. If you guys have not had a chance to look at these yet, I would highly recommend it. So stay tuned for what I would consider one of the most underrated sneakers and silhouettes of the year so far. Now, if you are new here, please go like, subscribe, and comment. I surely appreciate you for checking out my video. Thanks for stopping by. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for continuing to rock with my content. And now let's get into this pair of shoes. So before I get into the shoes, just a quick note, I am gonna do an on foot for you guys at the end of the video. So please stay tuned for that. Just a note, I do have Dolphin socks on, so that's not the socks that I would normally wear with this sneaker, but please stay tuned to the end so you can see that on foot and some of the B-roll that I've taken of these shoes. So anyway, without further ado, let's look at the box here. As you can see, we have a Nike ISPA box. I think the ISPA line is one of the most slept on lines that Nike does. ISPA standing for Improvise, Scavenge, Protect, Adapt. And it is just I don't know, it's a very interesting line of sneakers, and I can't wait to show this one off to you. So before I get into this one though, the ISPA Overbreak, if I'm not mistaken, Overreact, sorry, not Overbreak. Overreact is one of my most popular videos. It was like my first video to hit 500 views, something like that, when I first started my YouTube channel almost 2 years ago. So I have a love for the ISPA line because that video was like my first successful YouTube video. Was just really excited about that one. But now let's open up this ISPA and show you what I have in here. Whoo! You guys can see here, I have the ISPA Flow 2020 SE in the Dutch green colorway. Man, so there are so many things to go over on this shoe. But the first thing I wanted to make note of is that this is the ISPA Flow 2020 SE, standing for Special Edition. So the SE is a winterized version of the Flow 2020. The Flow 2020 is a much lighter summertime sneaker, whereas this is more of a fall time or winter sneaker, even though I've worn it the past couple weeks just because I love the silhouette and how it looks. This is a high top version, whereas the SE, or not the SE, sorry, the just regular Flow 2020 is a low top version. But I wanted to go over some of the details that make this special to me for the ISPA 2020 SE Flow. So what makes this shoe winterized is going to be your quilted upper. This is an all quilted upper, very, very thick. It's not a mesh, it's more of a cotton or a polyester or something like that, woven all together that covers the entire upper in that gray. And I think that is just a beautiful color, that light heathered gray look. And you'll even see some black stitched on hits over the toe box in that jagged lining. And then your Nike swoosh that you can see on the toe box as well. Now your tongue is attached to the shoe, and that is in a black mesh material. Very, very stretchy, as you guys can see here. There are dual lacing systems on this shoe. There is a standard lacing that wraps around the sides of your shoe, but there is also a pull tab lacing right here that tightens your ankle. Now for some pops of color, there is this dark teal, kind of really dark aqua teal color that wraps around the side of your, the outer half of your mid panel, as well as around your heel in that circle shape right here. And there is also some black suede that is in the middle of that green color. So right here and right here on the back. Now you'll notice that your midsole is kind of crazy, right? It's kind of funky with that really large, chunky React midsole, as well as some plastic that holds your heel in place that wraps around the heel of your shoe. You'll see the Nike branding there on that as well, but this thick, clear plastic or semi-translucent plastic that wraps around your heel for support of your heel. Now obviously that midsole does come in that Dutch green color, so it's kind of like an off green, so like an aged kind of look. It's almost yellow, but it's in that Dutch green color. And it is very stiff React. React is typically known to be very squishy, but this is a stiffer React foam. All right, guys, so for one of the wildest outsoles that you've probably ever seen, this is pretty nuts right here. So something I wanted to show you guys, right? So your heel and your forefoot are very wide, right? So they're wide enough to fit your foot. But obviously, this middle portion that squeezes, it kind of gets pinched in the middle. This is not wide enough for your foot, right? You're wondering, where is my foot resting in the middle right here? So it's kind of crazy because you have a metal tab, or not metal, sorry, a plastic tab that comes out from this pinched portion of your outsole and wraps up to where your arch would be in the middle of your foot. So this plastic piece is where the arch of your foot is actually sitting on top of the plastic piece. So really thin right here, but your foot is resting on something, and it's resting on this hard plastic right here for arch support. You'll also see all of these holes in the React, and you will also see semi-translucent traction pads on your forefoot and your heel. You'll see two of them right here on the heel and one on the forefoot. And these are, they've got pretty good traction. They've got a lot of sticky to them. They've got a little bit of texture to them so that you do not have to worry about slipping when you're walking in these shoes. You'll notice that that plastic piece that comes up to hold your arch wraps around in a circle on your mid panel on the interior of your shoe, where it then wraps into your laces. So your laces do attach to this, so you tighten it up and it tightens around the forefoot of your shoe. You do have two pull tabs on the back here. You've got one that's kind of in this weird sticky material. I'm not sure what kind of material this is, but the one that has the actual ISPA branding is kind of sticky. It's weird. And then you have a more nylon pull tab on your heel right here that wraps all the way into the mid panels of your foot. You do have a mud guard that is kind of I've seen this on most ISPA sneakers, that wraps up in this weird circle design over your toe, and it is made in a hard clear rubber. So you'll see that hard clear rubber that wraps around onto the toe box of your shoe. And you do have ISPA branding on your tongue tab, as well as on that plastic piece that goes under the arch of your shoe. So I know a lot of people are gonna ask, is this comfortable, right? Because having this really thin portion on your outsole, you kind of wonder to yourself, right? Is this going to be comfortable to wear? It's not comfortable in the standard sense of comfortable. So to me, right, comfort would be like super squishy, like Yeezy 350s. That's usually what I think of when I think of comfort. I think, is it cloud-like under my foot? This to me is a different type of comfort. This is a comfort that I would say is comfortable because I feel like every part of my foot is secure and not going anywhere. I feel like my heel is secure from this plastic. I feel like my arch is supported because of this plastic, right? And I feel like my toe box is sitting on this thick React, harder React midsole and outsole, and I feel like my toe box is not going anywhere. So I feel like every part of my foot is securely in place when I put these sneakers on. And so to me, that is comfortable because I don't have to worry about slipping and sliding, and I don't have to worry about ankle rolls and whatever, because I feel like my foot is securely in place inside of the sneaker. So anyway, guys, I appreciate you for stopping by and checking out my video with the ISPA 2020 Flow SE right here, the winterized version of the 2020 Flow. So thank you so much once again. Please stay safe, stay blessed, subscribe if you haven't, and we will see you soon, and peace out.